Sorry, everybody, hang on. Alright, I don't even know if anybody's here yet, but let me finish getting this all set. So I hope everyone is doing well today. Nope, we don't have anybody here yet. Alright, let's see. We got some bad weather coming through. Alright, so hope everyone is doing... So yesterday we did happy number. Today we're going to do ugly number. So I haven't even really looked at this. So let's just knock it out and get going on it. Let's see what... Alright, an ugly number is a positive integer whose prime factors... Alright, prime factors. Prime factors are limited to 2, 3, and 5. Give it an integer n, return true if n is an ugly number. An example. So now we have some examples. Alright. N is 6. So it is true because its prime factors are 2 and 3. Now, let me let everybody know. Everyone on live. And send. Okay, so I'm unmuted, but do not have my speakers on. So now the speakers are on. And here we go. And I just realized something. Why? Okay. There we are. All right. Somebody was asking about, hey, Nico, hello, how are you? There we are. Okay. Somebody was asking about super chats yesterday, and I don't. And let's see. All right. Okay, so back to, I think I have everything set on. This is public. All right. So hope everyone is doing well today. Thank you for swinging by today. So today we're going to be looking at an ugly number. And we were just reading what an ugly number is. Nico, hope you're doing well today. Hang on, let me click that off. So we got some bad weather heading through where I am. Okay. Let me see. Oh, and I did figure out why we had an issue yesterday. We'll look at that later. Let's drill down. Ugly number, positive integer, prime factors. I don't know. That term is gonna weird me out. So, all right, 2, 3, and 5, and then it's true if it's not that. So 1. Wait a minute, but 1 is also. Explanation 1 has no prime factors. Therefore, all its prime factors are limited to 2, 3, and 5. That doesn't make sense to me. Leetcode makes you learn by making you program something in your own way and having to optimize it. Doesn't this series kind of ruin the point of Leetcode because you're showing the answer? I have thought about that, but there's so many challenges on Leetcode, and then I guess also the people who contribute to Leetcode, it's challenging to them. And I guess I was thinking about that as well. But there are other streamers who do this. And I guess I would be doing this on my own. So, I mean, that is a very valid point. But you're making a compiler for Python. That is awesome, Nico. I think that is a very good project to work on. All right. So where would we even begin to start? So let's, so if you're just new joining us, we're doing Leetcode number 263. And then when we get some folks in here, I will show you the solve of an order of operations that I've figured out yesterday after we got done streaming. And then I'm probably going to actually record some today. Let me check this. The lighting, it's not great. I feel like that's not center. There we go. All right. Still haven't fixed that on my roller. All right, so 6 is because it is divisible by, so we need to find primes. So we're going to have to keep a container limited to 2, 3, and 5. So it's factors. So and 14 is not one. Let's just get these going in here. 6, 1, 14. All right, then we're looking for factors. Factors of, what was it, 2, 3, and 5? Is that what it said? All right. So I'm trying to kind of visualize where this would be and what we would need to start. Yeah, Nico, I wouldn't even begin to have an idea of how I never spent any time looking at a compiler or how it even is factored in. So I wouldn't even be able to begin to assist you with this. Okay. And let's see. Unmuted Discord. Let's see. 2, 3, and 6, and 14 is not one. Since it has, so we're going to need to iterate through the entire. So I'm thinking very similar to basically, all right, so what comes to mind? Nope. So if we have 7, or n, let's just do n. Nico there we go. Didn't have my speaker all the way turned up. I saw the alert. Nico, you send in stuff? Is that the tokens? Unprocessed tokens. Okay. That's some good work you're doing. That's a lot of work. All right. So n. Let's get rid of 7. I guess we're starting with 7. So then I need to modulo in, and then move my way down. So this needs to be range of n, and then go in reverse, right? 1 to n. Do we want to start at 1? I've always gone back and forth on which one is more efficient. Starting, because I guess starting at a smaller number, you would be more likely. So let me get those thoughts out of my head. So for range in n, and if you're super brand new and you're not sure exactly what range function does, let's go ahead and talk about this. So range has a start, a stop, and a step. So let's look at this. Whoa, print I. So when you pass in one digit for I in, helps if you get all the syntax correctly. All right, so if you pass in a single digit, starts at 0, 0 is inclusive, goes up to, and it doesn't include the last number. So now if I want to go and I just want to start at 1, and then I come up here, so then I just shortened it. It still goes to 4. So if I were to change this to n, I need to come up here. So now I'm picking this. Now, then I take n, print n divided by, and we'll do something here in a second, divided by I. All right, so let's see. 14, 7. So now let's start thinking about what a factor is. So 6 divided by 2, we get 2 and 3. Okay, wait a second. So all right, so a factor, evenly divisible. Now there is if you are super brand new, Vinky, how are you? So we're looking at ugly number 263 and finding factors 2, 3, and 5. So we're really at the beginning of this. So what pops into my head is kind of prime number problem. So we just kind of threw something against the wall and just kind of want to go through this really, really slow, because I've kind of noticed yesterday that I didn't verbalize a lot of my internal thinking, and that's the last thing I want to do during these live coding sessions, because I want to start connecting the dots for new individuals and really help them get comfortable with problem solving. So what I did right here is I took, and how about we print out? How about we, and then let's do f string n, hang on, so what would this be? N divided by I, let's do it like this, divided by I, it needs to be in a bracket, I, not what I wanted. It doesn't feel right, but let's see if it worked. All right, bingo, here we go. So 14 divided by 1 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7.0, and so on and so on and so forth. Now, a factor. 2 and 7. 7 and 2, same ones, just in reverse. Now, why is 7 a factor? So I want you to think about really basic. If you're going to explain this to a 3-year-old, let's say, don't know what about ugly one, but I know what's the best number, 73. Oh, interesting. Is that a Big Bang Theory quote, or is that the palindrome? Because it could be either way. I'm intrigued because in binary, it's a palindrome, I believe, and it's also factors. I'm trying to remember all the rules, so I'm intrigued of what the term is, why your definition for the best number is, because I remember hearing true. Okay. Well, Vinky, you and I have a lot more tastes in common, as I can pretty much probably almost quote some of the Big Bang Theory. Yes. Do you remember the definitions of why 73? And it was also Jim Parsons' birth year too, ironically. So he wore it on his shirt. I believe it was a palindrome. Forgot to move that light. I knew something wasn't right. Let's see. There we go. I think I need to get 2 more lights. So if I put 1 more on this side. Oops. Let me scoot up just a bit, as it's about to storm here, so I have no outside light. So that is throwing things off. About to head out? Yeah. All right, have a good day. If you need anything, call me. Okay. All right. I digress. Let's see. Yes, it's a palindrome. It was a palindrome in binary, correct? And also it's a... What, it's factors? Yeah. Yes, I love it. 1001 001. Yep. And then also what? It's 21, because 21 is a perfect number, and its factors are 7 and 3. Hang on. I'm getting more texts. That one didn't come through on my watch. Let me see what's going on. Oh. Sorry. Okay. Prime mirror factors. That's it. Bingo. All right. And now they're coming through. Sorry, my parents are getting a storm right now, and I'm getting updates. Okay, so now if you're trying to understand how we're going to figure out what the factor is, if you're super new here, I want you to think about if you were going to explain this to me and I was a 5-year-old, what would you do? If a number is evenly divisible, all right, so basically it has to go all the way in. So 7 and 2. How about we do 6? So we can peek at this. So 1, of course, is a factor, blah, blah, blah. 2 is a factor. 3 is a factor. 4 is not. 5 is not, because they do not evenly go into. Now, in Python, there is a very handy tool, and it is called a modulo. So let's use this 4 as an example. So I'm going to do 6 modulo. Looks like the percent sign. I get it. But I want to draw your attention to this right here. 2. 4 and 2, it's a half. Now I'm going to draw your attention to this 0.2. And so it'd be 6 modulo 5. It's 1. Now, I know this seems really weird, and you're like, all right, so is it the digit? No, it's, think about long division. So if we were to, let's come over here. If we were to do long division, and we have, what's a good, oh, here's a great one. So if I were to, this goes in one time, and then I'm going to have a remainder of 2. All right, and then I got to bring down 200. So if I were to do 100 modulo 98, how many? 98 goes in, of course, an even number of times, but there is a remainder of 2. So you get the remainder right here. So you don't get the decimal, you get the actual, what is left over, the remainder. So if it is evenly divisible, 6 modulo 2, there is a remainder of 0. All right. So now we need to find out, so we need to track if it's 2, 3, or 5, the factors. So I'm kind of just throwing stuff against the wall. Any suggestions will be awesome. So if we're going to iterate through the number, and I do believe starting at the smaller number will be faster, because smaller number is more likely to divide into a larger number. So, all right, so 1, of course, will be divisible. 2, if it's an even number, so we're good. 9, let's see. Let's do 9. Don't like that. That bothers me. Don't know exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so we got 2. All right, so 9 is... So it doesn't have to contain all of them, 2, 3, or 5, because 6 is an ugly number because it just has 2 of them. So 4 would be an ugly number, and 10. So, all right, let's start throwing some of this stuff against the wall. So basically, where my brain goes, let's try to verbalize this so I can keep doing better with my vocalization of oh, Nico, I guess I don't know. If I'm making a compiler, then that means I can make any programming language very fast. I can't speak to that. You'd be making a compiler in Python, but no, I have no thoughts and cannot contribute to that, so I apologize, Nico. All right. Sorry. And yeah, my parents are probably losing power here in the next little bit. All right. Let's see. So we need to do a catch. So here, give you an idea. Now we're gonna do like a little test here. So I only want these to print out if the, so watch this. Watch how I'm going to tweak this a little bit. If in modulo, so let's just assume you're super new and you're like, how do we do tests? So if my remainder here is 0, so 6 modulo 2 is 0. So check this out. This is how we actually do a test in Python. We use the equivalent, and that's 2 equal signs. So I'm saying if, so now I only want to see these. So now I'm only printing because I have an indented body. I have a header here. I have my header loop. I have my header right here, and this has to be true. This took me a minute to kind of wrap my head around. The header always has to be true. And some places don't verbalize that a lot. Now, okay, hang on. Look at this. Look at this. I have, so 9 appears to be an ugly number because its factors are only 3 and 1. Because we realized, so I guess 1 is just to be assumed. Because one was true because 1 has no prime factors, therefore all prime factors are limited to 2, 3, and 5. All right, I guess. Let's see. Oops. So what I'm thinking is that then, if this is true, I need to check and see if it is in this list. If it is in that list, we're good. Okay, so if it's in the list, we're good. If it's not in the list, we need to stop. So divisible by 0 and in factors, right? And in factors. And I. So this is one that took me a minute. So this has to be a Boolean test. So, all right. So you just can't say and in factors. And I in factors. So don't forget that I, when we did that, is this number right here. All right. So as we're going through, and we printed them out as we went, then we adjusted this. And let's see. So include an inclusion test. So Boolean test. And I always like to add an is. So if you're super new at this and you're learning that is I modulo, is in modulo I equivalent to 0? Is I in factors? So right now, first time through, I would be 1. Second time through, I would be 2. So I want to show you this. So factors is 2. 2 in factors? True. Is 2 in factors? That's what I want. It's also, I've never seen anybody verbalize that anywhere. So when you're learning and you're getting really comfortable with these, or if you're not, let's do the opposite. If you're not that comfortable, throw in this is a test question. Is this true? And then I have an and here. And is this true? So I have to have a Boolean statement. So when I was first doing this, I left this out. It's like and in, well, what's the and? What are we testing and? Oh yeah, I wanted to test I. Because this has to be a full statement. This has to be a full statement. And this is saying I have at least at least 2 statements that I need to check. So now let's check this. And let's see. So right now I have something that may work. So return, actually we're going to need to do this after. Return true. I feel like else. And also, no. not there. We don't want to return this. So, all right. So, okay. Let me get this out of my head. So, what I was doing, if it returns true, that means the first instance it's going to happen. And we don't want that there. We want that to be at the end. Continue. And then else return false, and then return true. And then let's move this over. Def ugly in. And I need to bring factors in here. Cut factors and print ugly 9. Let's test the other. What was it? 2. It was 6 and then 14. Then we need to also make sure that 1 works. And I need to print 9, 6, 14, and 1. Don't want to forget 1. And then we'll see how we do, and then we'll plug it in to Leetcode and see if we are passing. Because I'm obsessed with their, let's see. 9 is false, and we have a problem. So, false, 14 false. What true? All right, so I broke my own rule. I wrote a whole bunch of code, and I didn't test any of it. All right. So, hey, we actually have a fair amount of people here. If you can, I'm very curious of where what time of day it is, so I can kind of just curious. If you can jump into chat and tell me what time where you are. Oh my God, what time it is where you are located. That would be awesome. All right, so let's dig into what is happening. So I am hitting here on 6. So let's print out. So right now I didn't hit this at all because I didn't print anything. All right. Let's go back to what was kind of working. This is also why I like running these right here. So I had whoa. All right. So I had this worked right here and factors in. So for int, and this printed. But right now, as I'm running this, I should have gotten some sort of output. Let's get rid of this. Yeah. All right, so I'm getting an error saying, all right. So right now, I'm getting 9. We're not printing out. Is my continue? Okay. Is my continue causing my problem? No. But right up here when I ran this, I got exactly what I was expecting. 3 and 9. And when I ran this, all right, let's undo. We're going to undo everything. Let's bring this, comment this out, and we'll go back to square one. And bingo. Yeah. I gotcha. You don't like any of this. Because I did a whole lot of stuff all at one time. Alright, so now we're back to the beginning. And I have my 9 and... So basically 1, we need to super secretly add 1 in. All right, I'll just go over what I was just doing right there. All right, so super secret 1 has to be in the factors list because it was failing. Because 1 is divisible. It's here. All right. Everybody see what I did? I'll try to verbalize that better because it is in my head in factors. So when this ran and we hit 9 and 1 I is not in factors, so it went to else and returned false. So you have to be very careful of making sure that you're reading your code exactly of what it's doing, or you're going to have a problem. And understanding it, I'm very busy this morning. Alright, so now let's try this again. 9 is still false. Alright. And we get 9. Then we have two. All right, we need to figure out why. Let's mark these out. Okay. Oh, I didn't put the lid back on. I'm going to make a mess again today. And 9 is false. So why are we triggering 9? So if... Oh, is that for Nico, Vinky? I've only made virtual environments like a handful of times. I've not had to make any of those. I've never had to... There was one thing, because I can't even really remember. Now, at work, we did build a couple of virtual machines. I didn't really understand why we needed to. I think we needed to isolate something. So we created an environment so it couldn't have access to the rest of the system, so it didn't look like it was there. I think that's why we did it. It was kind of off books a little bit, but we were still within policy. We didn't have any security. We didn't have any security words on the machine. Dax, how are you? Yeah, 1 is already an ugly number, right? That's what bothers me. So it said prime factors are limited to 2, 3, and 5, and then it gives us in. It's like, oh, wait a minute, 1 has no prime factors, so therefore it's true. And so then when I was testing this, which, wait a minute, why'd 9 print? Hang on, oh, because that's here, so then a 9 false. So as we're going through this, 2, okay, now I'm unpacking what I'm doing. So my my logic is flawed right here. So when we get to 2, 2 is not divisible. Okay. All right. So, all right. So let me go through what's happening here. Let's start over. So the reason why I'm getting a false is the way that I have this designed. So right now I have 9. And I divide by 1. We're cool. 0. Oh, that's supposed to be a modulo. All right. And then I get to 2. Modulo 2. Okay, hang on. So it's got to be divisible by... So this is false. This is true. So once this is false, didn't we something similar to power of 3 and we end up returning to 1? It's true. Oh, we did do a power of 3. What did we do? We divided by 3. We divided by, yeah, we moduloed 3, or we divided by, yeah, okay. We divided by 3, and as it went down, right, but if, all right, so yes, so I'm trying to get this out of my head, so because these are the skills that I need to improve upon getting them out of my head, because if I need to convince somebody to hire me. So it needs to be a factor and in. So this is wrong. So this is right. This is wrong. We don't need to return false. We just need to find out if it is a divisor. So do we need to iterate through every factors? Yes. So walk through with me here. So do we need to do 1 if it's a divisor, then 2 if it's a divisor? So I'm trying to do this. So I'm over engineering this. So here's a flaw. So just watch me through this. And Nico, this is kind of why I want everybody, why I'm doing this is, well, 1, to tear down the fear of, well, 1, for myself, but 2, individuals watching me code, who I've built something for Fortune 1 company and partnered with business leaders, and I still struggle with these things. Actually, I saw a meme the other day, and actually it was a full video, and it showed interview questions, and it had this person going through, and it was like they were doing these unbelievable tasks, and going through this course. It was timed, it was skilled, it was like they were it was like a lumberjack contest. And then the actual job itself, it was something that was such a step down from the challenge. So what I'm trying to do is a variety of things. Really kind of tear down the fear of making a mistake, and for the audience and for myself, and to get so comfortable with thinking out loud that it's just secondhand. So that's kind of the real reason why I'm doing this. Not actually proving that I can solve Leetcode challenges. Not that at all. Just getting in the habit of thinking through problems. So, all right. Off the high horse for now. But, Vinky, I think you may be onto something. All right. So let's go back. Let's start over. Let's go back. So at first, factor. So first it needs to be a factor. So I don't think I can do this. Let's get this to work, and then let's see if we can optimize it. because I think I was trying to optimize it too much and get too fancy and over-engineer. That's not good. You don't want to over-engineer something and have it not work and you look foolish. Get it to work, and then let's see if you can optimize it. All right, so this is going to need to be nested. And what do I mean by nested? So let's come over here. If you're super new and you don't know what nested is, let's look at this. For I in range 5, let's do 3 so we can fit this all on one page. For j in range 3, print j. So, all right, any quick guesses of what in the world is going to come out? So I'm going to do this 3 times, and I'm going to do this 3 times. Okay, if I'm going to do this 3 times, that means I'm going to do this 3 times, and I'm going to do print this. Oh, wait a second. So I should get 0, 1, 2 3 times. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Nested for loops. Well, you can do nested conditions. So what we're doing right now, let's get rid of this, is this is a factor. Now, if it's a factor, because this is what's killing me right here. I really don't want to comment, get rid of this, but I feel like I do. All right. If let's because each time through, maybe I did need to continue. All right, let's keep going. What doesn't it like for if I in factors? All right. Else break. Else return false. Let's try this. Didn't feel like we solved much of it. So if return true, so am I going to need, because I need to continue, because I want to continue. Why am I getting, so all right, it's 2 is not divisible. Okay. So I'm getting to 2. So I want to else continue. All right, so when we get to 2 here, so I like to visualize and think about this. So when I get to 2, that's fine that it's not a factor, because prime factors are limited to 2, 3, because 6 is 6. Factors include a 7. All right, so I feel like, so when I get to 2, I'm triggering this else. Elif I only want to trigger this if it's 2, let's go through this. So if it's 2, If it's 2, that's fine. And it's not a divisor. All right, so if we have 9, we have 9 right now. Because this is flawed. So I lied with this being the problem. This is a faulty test. Because I can have, I believe 9 will be an ugly number. Because its two factors are 9. Okay, Venki may iterate through every factor. Yes. And I'm wondering if we need to do... I'm wondering if we need to do 2 functions. A factor, but I don't want to go through this thing twice. But I just got done speaking to we need to get it to work and then and then optimize it. Oh, okay. So and reduce it down. Now, you've solved some very elegant solutions. Now, I don't know. I don't think we want to reduce it. I don't think it's like I don't feel like it's the power because we're looking for multiple factors. So if we took 6 and moved it down to 3, then we'd have 2. Maybe it is. And then we do 9. But let's look at 10. If we were to iterate through what all factors? If it's divisor. Wait a second. We don't need this at all. Okay, so if it makes it through here, return false. All right. And if I not in. Okay. So let me go through here. Here's this is what I was missing. All right. If it is a factor, so if it is evenly divisible and it's not in here, print this. Okay, 9 is true. I'll go back over this in just a second. Let's turn this off. I don't think we need this anymore. All right, 9 is true, 6 is true, 14 is false, 1 is true. All right, let's do 10. So I'll go over where my brain was. All right, so 10. So 10. Let's turn this back on so we can see it. I lied. We're not getting this. All right, so the main problem with this factor is if it is, this is failing because it is a factor of it. And if it is a factor and a factor's definition is, can it be divided evenly into a number? Is it a component? So 6 divided, so 2 and 3 are factors of 6. Now we need to test this and make sure we understand 9. Now 10, 2, and 5 are factors of 10. Now we may have an issue. No. So what I was failing on, and the reason why I had this wrong, not and, it needs to be divisible. So let's say, 14. So 2 and 7 make 14. So 2 is a divisor. 7 is a divisor of 14. But it's also not in this list. So if it is divisible and if it's not in the list, return. So let's see. It's Spider. How are you doing? Would that be Gurev? Glad to have you here. Let's see. I haven't checked my lighting in a while. I leaned back around and my green screen moved, and that gives me a little bit of backlight. Okay. So now let's throw this against the wall and see how this works with inside of the Leetcode challenge. Vinky, does that make sense of my explanation? If it doesn't, I completely understand, because I just kind of threw that against the wall. So we're going to see if this actually works. Because when we were getting to 2, and 2 wasn't a divisor, because I was making this check, it had to be in this list. I was saying 2 has to be in here, or it's going to be, it's going to return false. Well, we hadn't gotten, it doesn't have to be, 2 doesn't have to be a divisor. The divisor just has to be in this list. And that's what we're doing right here. So now I technically could put this all on one line. So let's test and make sure this works. And then we just do and not in factors. All right, so 6 passed, 1 passed, 14 passed. Now let's submit this and see what happens. Because this is where I'm obsessed with Leetcode, because of the edge cases. So now let's test this. Oh, got a wrong answer. 8. Output false, expected true. What? How is 8? How is 8 an ugly number? Its factor is 4 and what? And I only got to test case 357. How is 8? Is anybody seeing how in the world? Actually, let me comment this out. I wonder if I have nope, my output is not a number. It is a true or a false. All right, let me go back to chat. Sorry. You guys seem knowledgeable in Python. I want to make a Django project. I know I can search the internet, but please be innovative. I am checking if I is in factors. So a side note, Vinky's actually, Nico's working on a web page if you've not joined the Discord server, that's probably the best way. But I did a little bit of the front end stuff with websites. Doesn't intrigue me at all. The back end, designing the server, designing the databases, things like that. That intrigues me a great deal. So I'd be able to help you more with the back end, setting up the tables and the data collection, but the design and the UX and the UI, not so much. Doesn't really intrigue me. But I mean, whatever you're kind of interested in, I would suggest, I mean, if it's a sporting event, if it's trading cards, if it's, I mean, you could even go and you could make a website about Python. So the iterations of Python, things like that. So here's a side note, and I know this sounds cliche and you've probably read it and you're like, I don't get it. So it needs to be something that you're going to be interested in, that you can pull your Python into that world, your programming into that world. Yeah, 8 is an ugly. How is 8 an ugly number? So run it, and it goes in 8 here. Look at that. False. My output is false. Expected true. How is 8 an ugly number? I don't get it. Yeah. So yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. I don't get it, because 8 and 8. Let's run this. False. Because I mean, we get to 4. 4 is a factor. Wait a minute. I thought that was an interesting term. A prime factor. Okay, let me finish. Vinky, I think I got it. And this is where it drives me nuts. So we only care if it's prime, if it has a prime factor. So it has to be if its factor is a prime number. So that's why so 15. Watch. And then I'll get back to it. So 15 So since, okay, so the Django project, have it be something that you enjoy. So when you get stuck, you'll still want to continue the project, and it'll pull and drag you along, and you'll want to finish it. So side note, I needed a stock screener. Like, I really needed it because I was spending so much time keeping notes and tracking things and historical data and blah, 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 all of this. So I needed to complete this stock screener, and I needed to figure out this functionality. And I would have given up if I didn't absolutely need it. It took me months to solve it. But that pull of the interest and the need, because I was spending wasted hours on rewriting, retracking, remaking notes, and I needed to find a way to automate it. So if you're going to build a website, make sure it has something that you really care about, something that you're spending time on. If it's movies, if it's research you're doing anyway, if it's history, whatever really interests you, because I'm pretty sure you have. And then if it's just programming, then spin it back around. Automate the downloading of, so see if you can replicate like the python.org website, all the documentation, all the iterations of the Python versions, all of those things like that. That's what I highly recommend. All right, so all right, Vinky, I think I've got this figured out finally. So let me see if I can verbalize this. If it's factors, if it's prime factors, so 8 has this is why I hate and also love Leetcode. So 8's factors are 2 and 4. So then carve out its prime factors as 2. So we are going to have to create a function inside of this. Inside of we're going to have to also create prime numbers. So we're going to have to find the prime numbers. It is oh my god, how is this an easy problem? This is considered an easy problem. Okay. So basically, when it gets to be too large, oh my god, this is driving me nuts. But we'll get it. We always do. If it's an easy one. Can't say we always do because we still have our prime or our parenthesis problem that we've not solved. All right, is prime. So we got to do this. Oh my god. Okay, so is prime. Def is underscore prime. Okay, so let me try to verbalize this. So basically now we have to find so sorry. So 8 is an ugly number. So this is why this is ugly. So 8's factors are 2 and 4. Okay, then the prime number out of here is 2, and that is in 2, 3, and 5. So the reason why 14 failed was because... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, because its prime number 7, its factors are 2 and 7, and this prime number is not. That's an awful not sign. 7 is not in this factor list. Holy moly. Hey, Vinky, did that explain? I thought, yeah, not just no factors, but it's not in this list. So 7 is I highlighted this as I was reading this, and it caught my eye, and I thought this was whose prime factors. So not just factors, but prime factors. So it's a subgroup of the factors. Does that make sense? So 14's factors are 7 and 2. 2 is in this list. 7 is not. So we only care about if it's not just a factor, a prime factor. So let me give you an example. 30. All right. So 30. Let's do 20. So 20 is what? 2 and 10. 2 and 10. All right. 10 is not a prime number. No. What's another prime number? So after the 14. 7, what? 11? 22. So 2 and 11. So 11 is a prime number, I believe. Now, so if we were to pass in 22, let's comment this out. 22. All right. We get false on this. Wait a second. Okay, so that would fail. Maybe we don't need to tweak this that much. But we are going to have a problem. I am old. How are you, Ironic? The streams are getting old, or I'm physically getting old? Are you like old as in irrelevant or boring, or I'm curious? Or the lighting. Elaborate, Ironic. But yes, I feel some days I feel very old. All right. So let's fix that. There we are. We have a lot of clouds today. We got storms coming in. Okay, Ironic. Thought you might want to elaborate, but that's fine. I get it. All right. Venki. Let's see. So 22 fails. I feel pretty confident about this. All right. So now is prime. So I feel like then if the factor, if it's divisible, I feel like we have to do this again, because 4 is a factor, but it's not a prime. So it has to be a factor and a prime number. Appreciate it, Venki. I thought that was women and guys just age and become old and irrelevant, like old generals, just fade away. All right, so let's try this. Is prime for I in range X. We want to do 2 to X if X modulo I equals equivalent to 0, return false. Return true. We're going to try this and throw this against the wall and see. Can we do this all on one line? No way. Really? and no, the other way. And is prime I? Let's see if we can solve. Let's see if 8 works. Does anybody ever? Why can't I highlight? There we go. Let's see if 8 passes. All right. Does everybody know that is prime? This took me months one time, and now this is just bananas, and you just don't. So, does anybody in chat not know how to find if a prime number is? And I can go over this really, really quickly. Actually, we're just going to go over it. So, prime number, if you think about it, start this over. New, don't save. So 1 ... n. So if there's anything in here that is divisible, all these are I, right? Because I'm going 2 to n in my range function. So it's anything in here. And these are my I temporary variables. So n modulo I, right? So if any of these are a divisor, if any of those are a divisor, it can't be a prime number. If any of these divide evenly into it, can't be a prime. So just stop right there, return false. Else, do the whole loop, return true. So now we're going to tweak this. Let's come over here. And we can add one. We need to add our new is prime definition. Tab over. Nope. Don't tab over. Don't tab over. Oh, that do need to tab over. And then now I can get this all on one line. And is prime I. All right, so now I'm running it. See if it passes 8. It is throwing an error because line 10 is ugly solution, blah, 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 blah. Is prime I. And I, not in factors, and is prime. Okay. Let's get rid of that, clean that up. Realize that I do have that problem. Wait a minute. Didn't I just get true? I feel like that's not good when I got rid of the 1. I got rid of 1. Did you guys see that? When I got rid of the 1, I got 8 fails. Oopsie. All right, so now I'm getting a weird error here. I'll bring this over here. Solution, I'm getting to 14. For I in... This looks clean. don't know why this isn't working. Anybody seeing where this mistake is? For n and I, and then I'm taking an I. Driver, 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 line 10. Doesn't like this. So I have, this is clean. It doesn't like, and I, not in factors. And is prime. And maybe we're going to drop do we need to embed this a different way? Let's see. But one, this is concerning me that I'm having to add this one factor in here. Because I'm still getting 8 is false. And 8's supposed to be true. Alright, so alright. Maybe I have another issue. So wait a minute. Alright. Okay. So 4 8 modulo, we're just going to do this longhand. Okay. Yeah, I think I got it. Hang on. So let me verbalize this. Okay, so I have some. So I'm bad at trues and falses. So I have this a little bit backwards. So let's go through here. We're gonna do this one at a time. So this is probably very similar to our is a leap year. So we gotta click back and forth. So 4 is a factor. You forgot the self and the to fun. Forgot the self and oh, hang on. Oh, I think okay. Let's try this. I added that. Let me see what else I'm missing. Okay. I think I have more of a problem, but I think you're yes, but I really want to this is still flawed, but I think you're exactly right, Vinky. Let's see. So now 4. Right. So then is prime 4 false. So basically, then we'd stop. That's okay. All right. All right. Let's draw this out. So first, is it a factor? Step 1. Bucket 1. That is an awful factor. Let's get rid of that. All right. Is it a factor? Then, is it prime? Then, is it in the list? That's how we're going to solve this. Is it a factor? Is it prime? Is it in this list? So now maybe we need to go in reverse. Okay. All right. So what do I mean by the reverse? So if it's a factor and is prime and in this list, so if we went backwards and we had 14, and we started down here, we did 13, no, 12, no. So it's not a factor. Boom, continue. We get down to 10, blah, 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 blah. 7. Factor, boom. Prime, boom. In the list, nope. Return, false. Yeah. All right, everybody following me on that? So I was hung up going forward and coming up with, typically, we go from smallest to largest, but then we have all sorts of... I'm obsessed with the 3 dots, if you've been around a while. Maybe we loop through it, all factors, until returns 1. And if 0, it's false. Venki, say maybe loop it through all factors until it returns 1. I think I know what you're saying. I don't. N divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. Yes, but how would we handle 7? Because, like, if we got to, 21, 3 and 7. 3's good, 7's not. Now, I'm not saying that won't work. I can't visualize this. I can visualize this right here, and I believe we need to go in reverse. And I think I can bring this down here to get rid of this. All right. So right now we're going to go n minus 1 down to 2 minus 1. Everybody know what I'm doing right here. So let's actually do this. So right now n is what? N is 9. So for I in range n minus n minus 1 to 2, -1. Print. I'm kind of surprised that I can do this as quickly in my head. All right, and then this needs to be 1 because this is now the exclusive. All right, so what in the world did I just do? So range. Start, stop, step. When you pass in 1, it's just you default and you start at 0. Python is a 0 indexing language. 0 is a number. Whoops. Hang on, everybody. Now I'm actually stuck. I'm probably about to break something. I don't remember having this much trouble with this green screen. But I've also don't spend this many hours sitting at this chair with this green screen. All right. I need to come up with a better solution. And I think it's broken. Hang on. I just twisted everything around. Oh boy. How long have we been on? Hour and a half. Whew. Okay. Well, there's my excitement for today. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. Okay. I need to get more sophisticated than that. And I can't lean back. That's what happened. So, all right. Excitement ended. Start, stop, step. Ugh. Drank all my drinks. If you pass in 1 number, defaults to 0, goes up to inclusive, exclusive. Now, so what I'm doing is I'm going in reverse. So now, Venky, you can go ahead, try yours. And I don't know if you guys ever watched Mythbusters, but they would split up and they would try to see who could come up with the best one, the best solution. So we can try that. So now I'm going to come through here and what'd I say? If it's a factor, then is it prime? Right? Yeah, gonna check in there. Okay. All right. So then if it's a factor, then is it prime? Right, because I'm doing this. So yeah, I got to do this in order of operations. And then I'm going to show you what I figured out yesterday with our problem. And I was able to get this down to. So now I got this. Nope. Then is prime I. Then if I in factors continue, because we want to keep checking, continue, else return false. So if it's in here and if it's a factor, wait a minute. This is redundant. Are you kidding me, Sam? Well, that's frustrating. So, all right. If it's a prime, it has to be a factor. Okay. Oh, now this is getting very annoying. But it needs to be a factor of this. Okay. If try this again. Okay, do I have that? All right, so maybe this is finally improved. All right, so maybe I can get this on one line. And is prime. Okay, so and is prime I and I in factors. This is driving me bananas. Continue, else, return false. All right, I can get this all on one line. And if this is continuing going through, oh my goodness, this is, all right, so 9 should be true. So what has happened to now 9 and why 9 and 6 is, we may be giving up on this one today. I may be calling no mas. So, and my chair is getting old, just like I am. Just like, who called out that I was getting old? Ironic. Ironic was talking about me getting old. I am. And so is my chair. My little piston is sinking down. All right. So if I is a factor, so we're going in reverse, right? So if it is, check the next one. Ah, we're back to this problem. It can't be all on one line. Because when we get to a number and it's not a divisor, yeah. All right, so since this is the way I have this written, is the second I get to, like right now, 8. Because right now, if we do this, I'm saying return false because 8 is not a divisor of yeah, okay. I can't put this all on one line. this is where this has to be. And I'll walk you through why. Alright, so you only will return if it is a divisor, is prime, and not in this list. Maybe we can get away with this. I'll go over this in just a second. Alright. I really thought we could do this. Now, we probably can, but I'll go over this why I got 16. Is 16, let's try it. We just did, I'll go over this in a second. We may be able to move this up one more, but as much as I've messed this up, you got 16 to work, or you got 16 milliseconds? Because if you've already solved this and you got it down to 16 milliseconds, Vinky's going to start doing the live streams. All right, it's 16. Let's go. Move this over, tab this over, and tab all of this over. All right, run. Self X yes, I want to reset this. Oh, that's why it was throwing up. Let's see. So I need move this over. Can't see chat right now. I apologize, everyone. What am I doing? Copy, paste, self. Move this over. Oh, that's where I was missing. You were saying, Vinky was like, you're missing the self in the end. And I was like, what do you mean? And Vinky was 100% correct as always. Did I fix it? No. It does not like is prime. But I'm not. We're going to try this. I haven't done one like this in a long time. This looks like so much garbage. Alright. I got it to work. Very garbagey. Anybody? Okay. If n is not a divisor by any of the factors, it is not an ugly number. I want to do this in one line. Me too. Me too. Alright. So if we want to do that, we'll do it together. Alright. So we have to think of order. This is an order. The reason why this is garbage is it's an order of operations problem. And we're actually going to talk more about that in a minute. How long have we been on? We've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. All right. And did I get the ugly number? No. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. What's the constraint? We haven't even handled the first constraint. Okay, so now we have to. Because this is the number. Look at the number that they just tested. All right, so this is what I did. I just threw it in here, threw it underneath. But yes, we can get this on one line. It's just gonna. It's a bunch of. So that's continue else. But see, it has to be a nested. It has to be a nested else. So. No, it doesn't. Okay, we can try that in a minute. All right, let's. Okay, so this works. We're gonna copy and paste. As Vinky and I are obsessed, so I apologize to everyone else. And is prime I and I in factors. Continue. So we're going to comment this one out because this one works. Continue. All right, do we want to try this? This is our problem. Because I don't think it can. Because it can, because we're checking all of these. And it can pass this. So the way that everything that says, but it has to be, it's contingent. So it has to get, because we can continue to check all of this. Now there probably is a way. If okay, you just sent something. Let's see. All right. Vinky just sent something in Discord. Let's see. You got it? Whoa. That's the is happy? Holy moly. 8 milliseconds. Okay, let's read this. If scene is a set. Oh, sets are so fast. While not in scene and not equal to 1. Nice. Very nice, Vinky. All right. Let's back to this stupid problem. All right, let me see. Let me see if I've run off everybody in chat. All right, we got a few. Okay. If n is not a divisor by any of the factors, it's not an ugly number. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can process that. If n is not a divisor. Yeah, but we're looping through because that's the problem. That's the problem when we are trying to do this on one line. Because when we trigger this, it has to be all of these. So if it's else, it goes right back up here. And if it's this, else, it goes right back up here. But if it's a prime number, it would have to be, oh, wait a second. We could do this. Hang on. This is sloppy. Else is sloppy. So if we do an elif, hang on. All right. Okay. Back. Oh, I thought I almost had it. So basically, if it's okay, if it's divisor and here we go, and it's not in. If it's prime, okay, got it. And not in, return false. You see it? Here we go. You follow me? So we did the reverse. I do get lazy with else. I 100% own that. I feel it was this right? Is 16? Are those correct? Is that the same output? Okay, let's comment this out. Uncomment this out. Run these. Okay. Now we switch. True, false. 14. Oh, and then we need to solve our negative number problem. Bingo. All right, Vinky, does that make sense? The else was our problem. So basically, here we are now. If it's a divisor, I think we can actually. I think this is redundant. I want to try something. Okay. Nope. There's probably a way to speed this up. All right. So we got one line. Now we need to handle this is positive. Is a positive integer. And I knew when I read this, whose prime factors, I thought that was a very interesting that they threw prime factors here are limited to, and I flew right by it. I think I even highlighted it. And I was like, hey, they put prime factors here. Wonder what they mean by prime factors. Well, that's exactly what they meant. It could only care if it's a prime factor. So, all right. So now if n greater than 0, else return false. All right. We got everybody dropping. We'll keep going, Vinky. All right. So let's fix this. if n less than 0, move all this over, else return false. And get this up here, run. Let's move this over here so we can not have me be all washed out. What helps if you do this the right way? Greater than 0. Okay. All right, we're passing 6, we passed 1, we passed 14, we passed 8. All right, now we're running. It's taking forever. All right. Yes, don't be afraid of elifs. And we can go over that in a minute. Oh, I meant to show everybody the solve that I did for the order of operations. All right. I'm going to quit. We just failed on 7. How is 7 failing? So 7's output is true. Is 7 a prime number? Is true. That's supposed to return false. All right, this is supposed to return false, and it's not. All right, we're going to do one more. 7. Why is 7? And we're using this one. So that's the one we have online. 7 is false. Where is it? Output true, expected false. Wait a minute. We just got false. Why is our code giving us true in run? Output is true. All right, let's turn this one off and look at the other one. We getting it wrong in the... Oh, that's funny. Look at this. Our flattened version is catching it, where our... Vinky, are you seeing this? So we have to use the flattened version. Well, now I want to know why 7 in factors. So this is even better. Not only is it flattened, but it's better. So we need to collapse this. We need to copy this over here. Yeah. Underneath the range, paste, tab. Did I grab 7? I did grab 7. Let me show you. All right, what is going on? If n's got to be positive, right? So if n is greater than 0, n greater than 0, I'm reading that correctly. I'm looking at output is true. Oh, because that was... All right, so y is 7. Y is 7. Evan, 7 is not in. Okay, 7, 7, 7. What is the factors of 7? Print I. Why in the world? Hang on, I got chat blocked. Line 13. Line 13 where? In the code? Line 13, line 13. Because, do I not have enough? Okay, so this is why I'm obsessed with Leetcode. So they have found. I would love to meet the people who write the edge case testing for this, because this is crazy bananas. All right. All right, 7 is true. Found it. What? Thought I found it. N has to be a positive number. We are so close to this. N has to be a positive number. We're handling that right here. Then wait a second. Okay, so we're not actually checking to see if it is a prime. All right, so I found the dilemma. So 7 is a prime number, and it's not failing. So elif. So it needs to have a divisor. It can't just be okay. It just can't be a prime number. It has to. All right, so let me verbalize this. 7 is a prime number, so it has no factors. So it has to have factors. Gee whiz. All right. So does this make sense? So we are only testing. So we need another. It has to be a divisor. And the divisor has to be a prime. I do not want to go through this again. So we got to go through this. How is this an easy problem? All right, Vinky, did I explain that well enough? Because we're not triggering any of this. So we need another elif. It has to have... Oh, wait a minute. Why is... Okay, been saying 7 has no factors if not divisible. Been saying 7 has no factors. Yes, 7 is a prime number. So n can't be a prime number. Its factors... Oh my God. Okay. And not is prime in. Okay. Walk. This is so stupid. All right. We're checking this number this many times. Okay. Vinky, you follow me on that one? So it can't be a prime. Then, okay, all right. Let's see. Let's make sure I didn't destroy any of this. Oh, I'm printing stuff out. Let me get rid of this. There. And... Okay, false, true, true, false. Good Lord. All right. And what'd I say? And not is prime of n. Let's try this again. I hate you so much. Not you, Vinky. And 1. So 1 is fine. 1 was 1 fine? 1 is true. I hate. Just do greater than 1. Okay. Greater than... Is 1 a prime? We're gonna handle. We're gonna handle this. If 1, we're gonna. Oh, I want to cheat so bad. I want to cheat. I think Vinky writing. Okay, no, sorry. I want to cheat so bad and hard code 1. Are we good if I hard code 1 in? If x equals 1, return true, greater than 1. I want to cheat with this so bad. return true. No, I don't need to do it here. Elif if n equals 1, return true. Elif this, else false. Feel like I'm cheating. Okay, let's do this stupid. I'm getting. What'd I do? Oh, that was elif. Elif if n equals 1, return true. If we don't solve this after this one, I'm giving up, and we're going to go. Okay. Last one. Last try. It's still judging. This is bananas. All right, I give up. So now 2. Because it's factors. Okay, we're moving this. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Cut. Factors here. I'm so cheating. I will show you what I'm doing. If n factors. Okay, so now 2 just failed. Nico just sent something. Let's see. What you got, Nico? Well, that looks cool. What you doing with that? Is that part of your... Oh, finding out what type it is? That is very cool. All right. Just realized we are going to have one. So not just is a... Okay, so we've got 7. We've got 1. I feel like I'm cheating so hard right now. 2, and we're going to test 2 and 3. 2. So it's going to say because 2 is a factor of itself and it's a prime number. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. So I added 1, 2, 3, and 5. I feel like this is really hardcore cheating. So I'm going to bring this up here, and I'll show you where I'm putting it. 1 comma if n in factors. All right, this is running 8. Kind of cool. I can change my aspect. That is very cool, Nico. All right, so here we are. Running again. So I'm looking to see if n is in factors. And if it's in factors, it is time limit exceeded. Okay. I give up. Because I'm checking this thing so many times. Yep. And I don't know how to optimize this. Vinky, if you have any ideas. So that I don't know how this is considered an easy one. And time limit exceeded. N-2 in range. Okay, so this is frustrating. So I'm missing a huge component of this. You sent me something? You have a solution? Yeah, absolutely. I go ahead and share with everyone. Because if I am going round and round, because the whole point of this is for everybody to learn, myself included. So you're going, let me look at chat. So you're not that. You're too many windows open. All right, N-1 to 2 minus 1. Is that going to speed it up that much? But to 2, won't we miss out? You're saying 3, okay. And 4 is not a prime. All right. Vinky just sent something. Let's see. Ooh, so good. So clean. All right. I'm not going to put it up here. You have to go look at Discord. While in factor. Nice. So it doesn't matter if it's prime. I knew I was over-engineering this. Because is it prime? It doesn't matter. So, oh, that's so elegant, Vinky. That is so great. And you did it in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines. And without a is prime function. Woo! Okay. And it's 8 milliseconds. Vinky, that is fantastic. So, all right, everybody. Vinky is going to start doing the live streams. Vinky, do you have a YouTube channel? Because you should. You should be sharing your... Because you just cleaned this up immensely. And you kept telling me divide, 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 and I couldn't see it. I guess I still don't see it. And you did it on one line. No. It's on it's in the general Python. So not general chat rooms, but Python chat rooms on the server. So it's in, let's see. And then there's the, oh, whoa. Okay, I like that. That's even cleaner. 8 milliseconds. That's so fast. And then the other one is down. All right. So, so I'm on the fence about trying to record. We've already been here for 2 hours, and I've messed around and not. Oh my God, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, I gotta go. I got stuff to do before the storms come in. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Vinky, thank you for bailing me out, as always, and having everyone as a YouTube channel. You need one comment and use chat. What? Everyone has... Hang on. Sorry. make sure I'm not missing. Okay. For me, it says 51 minutes. All right. Bye, Nico. Bye, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining today. And we'll come and hang out tomorrow. And Vinky will be teaching everybody. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.